This is absolutely fucking amazing news, guys. So go ahead and listen to the entire article and find out why this is just absolutely fucking amazing. A Mexican national has confessed to stealing the identity of an American citizen and over the course of 37 years, pocketing hundreds of thousands of dollars in government benefits. Andres Avelino Anduanga, 66 years old, who comes from Tijuana, Mexico, admitted in San Diego federal court on Thursday that he assumed the fake identity of a Texas resident named Abraham Riojos in 1980 after obtaining a fraudulent birth certificate and then successfully applied for a California driver's license, social security number, and passport. From 1989 to 2016, according to the plea agreement, he received around $361,000 in government benefits, which included Medicaid, food stamps, and supplemental security income benefits. The fake identity also enabled the illegal immigrant, identified as an illegal immigrant and repeat felon, to go back and forth without restriction between Mexico and the United States, which he was alleged to have been doing multiple times per week. The programs that this illegal immigrant stole from for decades provide benefits to America's most needy. This prosecution determines the commitment of the United States Attorney Office to protecting the integrity of our welfare programs and punishing those who prey on the goodwill of our nation and its taxpayers, stated U.S. Attorney Adam Berriman. Investigators also located the real Abraham Riojos, now residing in Florida, who said he had no indication that his identity had deceitfully been used for so long. Authorities have not made clear how the illegal immigrant forged the identity, but it is believed the two did not know each other and never made contact. The illegal immigrant is required to pay back the full amount of government funds he fraudulently received and faces 12 years behind bars and additional fines. His sentencing will be on May 29th. These are the type of cases I deeply enjoy talking about because one, it proves my fucking point, and two, it goes to show you that these people, these illegal immigrants who come here, many of them come here to use these social programs, social benefits that we have in place to provide for America's, quote, most needy. Now, don't get me wrong. There are people out there in America, American citizens, who are in great need, who are in need of food and shelter and all that. And I have no problem paying my taxes and providing for these people so that they can get back on their feet. And that's what these benefits were for. You know, you're a family, you get laid off, you go on welfare for a few months, and then until you finally get on your feet, and that's when you get off the welfare. That is essentially the entire premise of having a welfare state, to be a safety net for people who might lose it all in like a blink of an eye. I understand that and I can appreciate that. But the thing is, programs that are meant to help people ultimately be used and abused by that same very people. Now, we have a tremendous problem with American citizens stealing and committing welfare fraud on a daily basis. There are people in the ghetto that were on welfare and food stamps for decades, for years. It was a game to them. It's something that they taught their children how to do, how to game the system. It was a family thing to do. But now you have these illegal immigrants coming in from Mexico that have been here for fucking years. It's like the article stated. This man has been here for 37 years. And in that 37 years, he has been using this other man's identity. He has been pocketing hundreds of thousands of dollars in welfare benefits in his 37 years of being in the United States. And he's only one illegal immigrant, just one, was able to steal $360,000 from taxpayers. $360,000 from taxpayers. And he's just only one illegal immigrant, just one. Could you imagine? And we have what, 11 million, 10 million of them in the fucking United States? States, and this one, just one, was able to steal that much money from the United States taxpayers, I don't even want to know how many illegal immigrants out there that are doing the exact same thing that this guy is doing. That is stealing from the United States taxpayer, stealing hundreds of thousands, potentially millions of dollars from the system, from that very system that is meant to help and protect and provide for American citizens when they are at their most vulnerable. Instead, we have these Democratic politicians in office who are bending over backwards to try to give these illegal immigrants every single right that the American people have, despite not being American citizens. These illegal immigrants in some states, like California being one of them, have more protection, are more prioritized in the state of California than their native Californian counterparts. Illegal immigrants in the United States are truly the privileged class. They are given sainthood, they are given victimhood status, and they are given a protection status from evil, bigoted, racist people who would rather see them deported and come back the legal way. $360,000 stolen from the United States taxpayer, stolen from all of us. And then it said in the article that he has to pay this back. He has to pay this back. How fucking stupid is this court? How is he going to pay this shit back? How is he going to pay back over $360,000? He's not. He won't be. And then he has 12 years in jail. So not only did he steal the money from taxpayers, but he's also continuing to use taxpayer money to hold him in court, have his trial, give him food and shelter and clothing in a jail, and all of that is provided by the United States taxpayer. So this guy is continuously using taxpayer funds to house and clothe and feed himself. If he admitted to doing this kind of behavior, if he admitted to committing this type of fraud and identity theft, why is he having a trial? Why do we have to wait months and months for his trial and then have his trial last months and months, costing even more hundreds of thousands of dollars to the taxpayer? It's fucking ridiculous. He admitted to it, sent him to jail, because just deporting him, he's not going to face any justice in Mexico even if he was deported. So in all honesty, it's really a lose-lose situation for us, the United States citizens. Because if we jail him and put him behind bars, we are spending taxpayer money to house, clothe, and feed him. But if we deport him, he escapes justice and then has a high possibility of coming back in the United States again. So in all honesty, it is truly a lose-lose situation for us, the American people. Because we don't win in situations like this. We really don't. We got robbed $360,000 in taxpayer funds, and now the government is saying, oh, he's gonna pay this back. Yeah, bullshit, he is. I don't see that fucking happening at all. Even if you have him working in the fucking jail, in the prison, back-breaking work for all of his 12 years, he's not gonna make $360,000 worth of work or community service or anything like that. He won't do it. And most likely, since he's in California, he might probably get a reduced sentence on good behavior. If he's a good boy, he might get out early and be able to go out and do the exact same fucking thing, because God forbid California isn't going to let any illegal immigrant be homeless. They will let the native Californian people be homeless, but not any illegal immigrant, because the illegal immigrants are their prized people. They are the prized and joyed children of the Democratic Party in California and the Democratic Party throughout the United States. This is just fucking sickening. This illegal immigrant got away with this for 37 fucking years. And I bet you in that 37 years, he never learned a lick of English. I bet you in 37 years, he never went to go get his immigration status fixed. Well, I mean, why would he? He's basically stealing some other man's identity and being rackled with this taxpayer money to fund his food and his housing and all his other bullshit. For 37 years. This continued for 37 fucking years. Longer than I've been around. Longer than any of you most likely been around. This has been going on since 1980. Since the 1980s, this man has been using the state government for benefits and welfare state. And now he's just being caught out? Now, after 37 years of it? Oh, but it's not only like food stamps and welfare. It was also Medicaid and stuff like that. So this guy was having free hospital bills too. Free hospital visits, making sure he's nice and healthy. To ensure he continues to steal from the taxpayers. Because why the fuck not? But get this. this, it states that this man went back and forth between Mexico and the United States, which he did multiple times per week. So that means that this guy went from the United States back to Mexico, back to the United States, and back to Mexico. So what do you think he was doing in these trips? I have a hunch that he was collecting welfare benefit money here, going back to Mexico and giving it to his family that way. I could see that happening. This is the problem with these illegal immigrants here. This is why we need such strict immigration enforcement policies. To make sure and to ensure this kind of crap doesn't happen, to make sure that this bullshit doesn't happen. We have such a problem with American citizens defrauding the welfare state, and now we have to worry about all these illegal immigrants doing the exact same fucking thing, stealing from the United States taxpayers, stealing money that is supposedly used to help people who are in need. That is what the welfare state and food stamp state was for, was to help people who are in need. It was to get on it for a few months, get on your feet, and then get off of it. It was created as a safety net. But now it's just so abused, so used by the very people that it was meant to help. But not only American citizens are using and abusing these welfare state government, we have to worry about these illegal immigrants doing the exact same fucking thing. Hooray. This man stole $360,000 in his 37 years of being here. Now, a lot of you might say, well, that's not a lot of money in 37 years. That's only about like $9,000 a year, give or take a few hundred. Yeah, that's $9,000 a year for 37 years. That adds up ultimately to $360,000 that he stole from the American taxpayer. And not to mention, it's free money. He doesn't have to pay taxes on this. And on top of that, I'm pretty sure he's had under-the-table jobs that he also didn't have to pay taxes on. So this guy was essentially living like a fucking king, having under-the-table jobs, working like the Mexicans do when, you go to Home Depot and you pick them up. They're making a shit ton of money through their under-the-table jobs, and then they go home and receive welfare benefits. So these guys are living like fucking kings, essentially. They don't have to pay taxes, and they only get money out of the state. They only receive money. They never put money back into it. But these other people that the Democratic Party are risking so much to ensure that they get to stay here, to ensure that they don't go anywhere, so that they can have a reliable voting base in the coming election years. But hopefully, I don't know what we're going to do with this guy, because again, it's a lose-lose situation for us. We deport him back to Mexico. He doesn't face justice. We sentence him here. We put him in prison. Again, he's using taxpayer money to house, clothe, and feed him. So it's a lose-lose situation for us. Sucks for us, I guess. That's it for this video. Peace out, guys.